Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alpha Name. It is a new day, a new age, a new era. I'm going to show you why. I've been talking a lot lately about Swift and Ripple, the possibilities of Swift working with Ripple. I'm going to let the horse tell you it's a new day. Make up your own mind from there. But first, let me just throw out there that it would have been far-fetched in the past for Swift to work with a blockchain, but then on June 6th, it was you had a bevy of articles come out about Swift exploring blockchain interoperability with Chainlink, right? That's just one example. Now we have another article here. Okay, this article is from finextra.com. Oh, it's going to get heavy. The potential is through the roof for the future. People don't see what's coming. Let go of what was and embrace what is now. This article is titled SIBO's 2023 Wise and Swift. Now listen to this, right? It says Wise, the company Wise, once a scrappy upstart that brashly called out traditional banks, sound familiar? For quote unquote ripping off their customers, sound familiar? Has spent the last few years building a successful platform business that has signed up around 70 lenders. Ripple has more than them, but keep that in mind later. We have so much more than Wise, but keep that in mind later. The new Swift deal will bring Wise closer still to establishment as the sector moves towards ever increasing cooperation. Don't worry, we're getting somewhere. Quote, today, this is a quote here, folks. Today, we have tens of millions of people downloading our app and onboarding, going to all the faff on managing their bank and Wise. Maybe what this collaboration helps us to do is you can get the same experience from the bank, and you don't have to use our app. That would be my objective from this collaboration, unquote, said Carmon, right? It says, quote, the banks would probably agree with that, unquote, concurred Perez Tasso. Wait. It's coming. Just wait. It says, for Steve Naud, MD of Wise Platform, cooperation is logical. Swift and Wise are working towards the same goal. They used to be opponents. But wait. That's not it. It's coming. It says, making global payments as simple, fast, transparent, and cheap as possible for end users. If that's the goal, and we didn't get to the part yet, it's coming. If that's the goal, why wouldn't they work with Ripple in the future? It's not a guarantee. I'm just saying it's there. Chainlink, they're working with Chainlink. Now they're working with Wise, which was one of their enemies that was calling them out. Let's keep going. It says, similarly for Swift, while this kind of cooperation may have been surprising in the past, it now makes sense to embrace former outsiders. That leaves the door wide open for the future. And I think we're in a good position. If they're working with outsiders, we're at the top. It says the Wise agreement is likely to be just the first of several. So they're already working with Chainlink. Now they're working with Wise. Who else is on that list if there's several more to come? This is huge. Like this epiphany, this unveiling that they're open to working with quote unquote outsiders, and they're working with a company in Wise that pretty much is like a legacy system version of Ripple. We do everything better than them. Why wouldn't they work with us? I mean, just let that marinate in your mind for just a little bit of time, right? Am I just snapping off? Am I tripping out here? But that means the potentiality is through the roof. Once again, this is on finextra.com. Read this for yourself if you need to. Okay, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be everywhere. Like this statement and what's going on here is going to be everywhere soon. If it's not, it's being suppressed. There's no way. But this isn't a big deal. All right, just like the Chainlink thing. This is huge. All right, now I'm a little excited about that. Can we dominate without Swift? Sure, but will I take those trillions from Swift? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we'll take those trillions from Swift. If they're going to be working with all of these different companies, cut us in. We'll make everything better. That's how I feel. I'm not an absolutist. Whichever way we can win, I'm going to accept the victory. Right? That's how it's going to go. That price explodes. Not financial advice. That price explodes. I'm happy with that. Whichever way it comes. All right. All right. All right. that was a good article. So now I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I hope you had a successful day. I hope you're happy. I hope someone's showing you some respect and love today. If not, hey, I appreciate you. All right. Always know that. This is from you.today. It says XRP holders lawyer teases incoming big announcement. There's so many big things happening. It says in his characteristic manner, XRP holders lawyer John Deaton has triggered a new round of curiosity in the community after revealing to his more than 293,000 followers on the X app that he will have a quote unquote big announcement on Friday. His actual tweet says, if everything works out, I'll have a big announcement this Friday. And no, I'm not suing anyone yet. What could that be? Though Deaton attached a condition to the post, okay, as he noted that the revelations will only come if, quote, everything works out, unquote. Interesting, isn't it? It says those who have been following him argue that for him to tease the community, the announcement is as good as happening already. I say it would be leaning towards that way, knowing Mr. Deaton. John Deaton currently plays a key role in the ongoing lawsuit between the blockchain payments firm Ripple Labs Incorporated and the United States SEC. However, while he is most renowned for representing the 75,000 XRP holders, Deaton now also represents about 3,000 customers of Coinbase and Binance exchanges, both of which are now involved in active lawsuits with the SEC. What do you all think is the big announcement that might be made? Who knows? I just hope it's good for Ripple, good for XRP. That's my hope. That's my interest here. That's it. So, we shall see. But things have been looking good as of late. That much I'll tell you. So now, this article here is from NASDAQ.com. And it's titled, XRP News, Ripple on Capitol Hill. SEC appeal decision pending. It says, we're going to skip a little bit here. It says, considering the significance of the court ruling, the Ripple versus the XRP ruling, Judge Torres will likely take her time deliberating. Behind the scenes, Ripple team was on Capitol Hill engaging with U.S. lawmakers. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse shared a group photo saying, quote, back in D.C. today to meet with members of Congress. Come on now, you know what this is about. You know they're pushing for those crypto legislation so we could play everywhere. Everywhere. You know, they're telling them, hey, look, you know the SEC is corrupt. Help us out with that. Come on now. Don't you want to win? The U.S. right now looks like a sinking ship. They need capital to play. The people need capital. The companies need capital. The regional banks are in trouble. We can loosen up that capital. We can help them. We're the best of the best. We can connect everything. Don't you want us on your side? I mean, we're doing great everywhere else. Come on now. Usher in the golden age. This is what Garlinghouse is probably saying. At least is what I believe that he would be saying. Probably much more aggressive and what do they call that? A persuasive way. Well, let's continue on here. It says, engaging with U.S. lawmakers. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse shared a photo. Oh, let's skip that part. We already read that. It says, alongside Stuart Alderati, Rob Grant, and our global policy team. Can't get regulatory clarity. I told you. Can't get regulatory clarity without actually engaging with elected officials who are proposing bills, unquote. Now, why is there so much push going on right now? We're seeing infrastructures being set up everywhere. We're seeing push for regulations. Real pushes everywhere. China, UK, we're seeing a mad rush for interoperability, which they haven't figured out yet, which is a beautiful thing. Quant, do your thing, Quant. This is great for all the different utility protocols like Quant, Chainlink, even like Flare, if they're doing their job. I don't know what's going on with Flare, but great opportunity because all these banks and financial systems are searching for interoperability, which they do not have. It's our time to feast before that next bull run. And when that bull run kicks off, whoa, little shiver right there. Just that money. I don't know about you, but I like money. Muy lindo, man. I like the money. Yeah, dinero. It says here, several bills await passage, including the Gillibrand Responsible Financial Innovation Act of 2023. Senators Loomis and Gillibrand reintroduced the bill in July. Notably, the Loomis-Gillibrand bill gives greater responsibility to the CFTC, which has been taking a lot of action, some of them a little questionable, but you know. It says Capitol Hill visit came after news hit the wires of the New York Department of Financial Services dropping XRP from its approved crypto list, but we expect that. We know how it goes in NYC. Yeah, the Big Apple's a little rotten a little bit sometimes, you know how that goes. It says here, well, they have a section about Coinbase, but to be quite frank, I don't care. I'm here for XRP, XLM, Algorand, etc. Coinbase is going to do well, I believe. Let's skip that part. Let's go to a little bit more XRP news. We have some XLM news coming up. Algorand, Solana. Yeah, we're going to cover Solana because there's been a lot of Solana slander and hate lately. And that's just, I don't hold any Solana, but I'll give my opinion on that later. So this article here is from U.Today. It's titled, Ripple joins Cisco, NVIDIA, and Adobe on Fortune list. So more good publicity. Publicity is always great, right? Number one, and it gets the idea and the message of your company out there because people are going to look into you. Who is this company? This is what I hope for all of the bank coins. They need to be known. Sure, utility is great as well, but for the people to use your products, you got to let them know it's there. You're going to have some stuff that's behind the scenes, some parts that are like the engine of the new financial system. Sure, yes, we know that. But there's also parts where if they don't know, they won't show. They won't use those particular products like wallets and such. You got to get out there and tell them that these are out there. We're not talking about Ripple, but I mean all the bank coins, with Algorand, Stellar. You have to make yourselves known. Some companies are doing a great job at that. Some kind of just a little bit too lax for my taste. Begins here. It says, blockchain company Ripple has been recognized as one of Fortune's best workplaces in technology for 2023. The San Francisco-based firm, which recently scored a partial win against the U.S. SEC, has been listed alongside tech giants like Cisco, NVIDIA, and Adobe. Great. Keep Ripple's name and XRP on the brains of that big money. Yeah. Keep it on the brains of the bankers as well. That's right. This is great. The accolade offers a nod to Ripple's employee-centric, mission-driven culture. That's great. I'm glad that they're treating their employees well. I would think nothing less of Ripple, who also has done a lot for the people as well. You remember they have a lot of different projects going on where they have supported building things and environments for children alongside Algorand, by the way. Algorand has done it as well. The True People's coin Algorand, as well as they've done it in India as well. That's great. But what I'm looking at here is there's a lot of eyes on those types of articles from these huge media companies, and that will bring more eyes to XRP. In the end game for me is for every possible option to be included and be actuated so that price can explode. As of right now, everything's lining up beautifully. As of right now, there's no guarantees for the future, but things are looking good. And just my humble opinion. It says the great place to work methodology takes into consideration various factors such as employee satisfaction, workplace culture, and a commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right. I think I said enough about that article there. Let's move on here. So this article here is from the cryptobasic.com, and it is titled, Analysts forecast 27x XRP rally from all-time high. But first we have to get to all-time high. I'm just looking for that time period where we break $1. And it's playtime. PLAY. Because it is. It'll be playtime at that time. I know I messed up on that one. Not everything goes smooth all the time, you know. It says identify 68-month accumulation. Let's scroll down here, see what they're talking about. One of our favorite analysts on the channel. I always enjoy this person's work. eGrag makes a return. This is eGrag's recent analysis considers XRP's historical accumulation trends and subsequent breakouts. It revolves around the concept that the longer an asset consolidates, every time I hear consolidate, I think quant. I do. It says the stronger the potential for a significant breakout. eGrag began by scrutinizing XRP's price behavior on a monthly timeline, focusing on the time spent accumulating within specific zones. Let's skip that section there. We're skipping the entire section. We'll go here where it's titled XRP in a 68-month accumulation. Greg pointed out that XRP is now in another accumulation zone with a current span of 68 months. This is the most extended accumulation phase the asset has traded in. The analyst suggests that XRP's price has been quietly building momentum during this period, setting the stage for a potentially explosive rally. I'll add in there once again. You see, we're coming from different angles, but arriving at the same point. For me, it's all about catalyst. Like that little that little picture Keith put in the comment section. It was a cow, cattle, and then a list. Catalyst. All right. That always makes me laugh when I think about that. But that's what I look for. There has to be something solid. Retail cannot move that price. I'm telling you, you can't pump these bank coins. Retail is just too wishy-washy. We need the big money to step in. If we want that price to explode, the banks have to step in. Big business has to step in. Non-banking financial institutions, we got to get a lot of flow going. That's just how I look at it. You could disagree, but that's how I look at it. All right. There has to be I will put this caveat out there. There has to be a massive announcement, massive, that causes FOMO out of this world, which wouldn't take much at this point. It really wouldn't. But they're holding back on, I know it. They're holding back on announcements until Ripple can get past this this SEC nonsense. Until they can get past that, I don't see why they would put out a massive announcement. So they've been giving us good announcements, but not the big ones they're sitting on, that they have memorandums of understanding for, non-disclosure agreements for. They've been holding it back. It's just like all these Bankcoin companies are doing the same thing. They're holding back because U.S. Congress hasn't passed any regulatory clarity regulation bill, however you want to phrase that. They haven't passed it yet. So everybody's playing it safe and holding back until that time. When that time comes, if they ever get off their rear ends and do something, then these companies are going to unleash a flood of announcements. It's my humble opinion. Think about it. I think it's logical. There's no way they're shaking hands. They're sitting in all of these meetings, making all of these contacts, and yet they don't have like ground shaking announcements like they did before to announce. Come on now. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So it says here, he highlighted several potential scenarios, each tied to a specific multiplier assumption based on XRP's all-time high of $3.30. First, the assumption is the ambitious forecasting a 27x surge from all-time high. This surge will put XRP at nearly $90, precisely $89. Says this scenario reflects the potential for prolonged consolidation. Now, once again, I'm not saying it's going to go there. I'm just simply reading an article, taking in the information just as you are. I'll take it if it does go there. I think if the most logical, I think, way to have everything kick off with on-demand liquidity when they finally, add XRP to the liquidity hub, which means that SEC case versus Ripple would be over. I think they have all of their banks start utilizing XRP at the same time. Now, whether they use a lot all at once or they choose the whole XRP because of payment channels, or they don't hold XRP, but there's consistent flow 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that constant flow where they're just constantly using XRP. They don't have to hold it. They could if they want to, but they don't have to. But they're constantly using XRP. Now, if you have something like that happen, now that's when you'll see that price steadily going up. Where it goes, who knows? Who knows? It can't be dirt cheap. That we do know. Not financial advice, okay? But it can't be dirt cheap. So it's going to go up. All right. So you make up your own mind about that, where you think is going to land. But I think that's the time when you'll see things start to go up. We got to get those big banks, boom, 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 using massive amounts of XRP. The volume going up is great. All right. We see articles being put out about that. But that's nothing. If you like what's happening now, you're going to love what's happening later. That's how I look at that. This is a good indicator that what's to come is humongous, gigantic. So now, going to leave off there. Let's move here. We got a little bit of stellar news, I love how they sort of like compliment Stellar at the same time, give it a backhand, right? Give it a backhand. This is Stellar's big upgrade day arrives. Here's price impact on XLM. But here's the thing. I don't understand. I said this before in another video. I would expect this to have possible impact over time. And even then it's not a guarantee, but over time, they're just releasing this. It's not as if they're just releasing this and then they have a ton of companies and people just utilizing this upgrade out the gate. No, it takes some time, right? So why look at the price right now? I don't understand why there would be some massive effect. I just don't think that's logical, but let's read this little tidbit here. So Stellar's big upgrade day has finally arrived. When they do stuff like this, it's about potentiality. It's about the future. It's not just about now, but I get it. A lot of people they only think about now, but that's not the way life works. Life is like farming. Everything is like farming. You plant the seeds now, you water the seeds, you watch them grow, you take care of them, fertilize the soil, and then later you're able to reap what you have sown. You're able to harvest and you can eat, but it takes time. Farming is all about the future. You're taking care of things today and positioning yourself today, positioning these crops today so that you can eat tomorrow. That's how all of these things go. It's no different with Ripple, Stellar, this upgrade, Algorand. All of these things are the same. Life is like farming. The farmer pushes his wheel every day. That is an ancient saying that they used to write everywhere in ancient times. It used to be something like Sator repo tenet operas rotas, right? The farmer pushes his wheel every day. Many interpretations of it, but it has deep wisdom implications for that. Everything can be seen as farming. That's how I take it, right? So it says here, and the work never stops also. That's another thing, right? It says, as stated in a blog post, the Protocol 20 upgrade remains the biggest and most complex upgrade to date. Expectations remain that, as with Soroban, the smart contract framework for Stellar blockchain will be added to the Stellar testnet in the anticipated protocol upgrade. The native smart contract platform Soroban launched on Stellar Network with the support of a $100 million fund in October 2022 and has since received tremendous developments. Soroban, written in Rust, is currently live on FutureNet, and its deployment on the Stellar testnet represents a big milestone. In an X post, the team maintains the Soroban's FutureNet will remain live and unaffected. That we know. We read that in the article yesterday. Let's skip here. This is XLM price action. At the time of writing, XLM was marginally down 0.43% in the last 24 hours, 11 cents. No doubt the price of XLM has been largely unmoved by the news of the upgrade. Yeah, but it's just logical. Why would people? I think everybody logically knows this is a good step forward for the future and potential, but I wouldn't expect to see something right now. And I think a lot of other people are thinking the same thing. Now, if there was a massive announcement with it, say, hey, we were launching Soroban and also this large business, something like Franklin Templeton, Wisdom Tree, United Nations, the Ukraine thing. If they make an announcement like that, then that could stir up some interest. But this, no, I didn't expect this to have a massive effect. It says, given the preceding history, XLM could decide to defy the present decline and initiate a move after a few days of upgrade. Okay, let's stop there. Let's move on here. So now we have a little bit of Algorand news, right? This is from prnewswire.com. And it is titled, Algorand announces membership in Open Wallet Foundation. It says here, the Algorand Foundation organization focused on growing the ecosystem for the world's most advanced, secure, and reliable Layer 1 blockchain announces membership in the Open Wallet Foundation. OWF is an open source project advancing digital identity, access, and payments by fostering collaboration across industries. The news was shared on stage at the Open Source Summit Europe by OWF board members Ola Binhar, developer relations lead for payments at Google. Oh, Algorand, what are you up to? Very okay. Algorand has a bright future. Simple as that. And anyone who lived through that last bull run, I know I keep referencing it, but it always makes me think back when I first got into crypto. Everything was down super low. We hadn't gotten into the bull run yet, but we were about to in a few months' time. And I remember telling people, hey, look at this project Algorand. And people were telling me, oh, no, Algorand's trash. And then what happened? It exploded. Algorand went boom. boom, 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 multiple times. Look at the charts. Look at the charts from that last bull run. Now, if you were impressed then, Algorand has done tremendous work since that time. It's only going to get better. They're getting deeper and deeper into financial system, doing major things all the time. I think it'll be bigger next time. The next bull run for Algorand will be massive. Not financial advice, just my humble opinion. That's it. I'm not a financial advisor. Got to say that. Let's move on here. It says, and Marie Ostina, head of digital identity for Visa. Look who they're rubbing shoulders with. Algorand is a distributed ledger and protocol built for real world impact. With pure proof of stake consensus mechanism, instant block finality, atomic transaction groupings, and smart contract capabilities. Hosted by Linux Foundation Europe, OWF provides a safe harbor for companies, nonprofits, and the public sector to create open source software for interoperable digital wallets. Algorand joins a diverse group of member organizations, including Google, Visa, Accenture, and the Cardano Foundation. Cardano's another one. When we first started the channel, we were heavy in Cardano. You know what's crazy? And this is in real life. I remember in regular life, I'm out there in the world and we're having conversations. Like we have these groups and we're talking about stocks, mainly stocks. And we talk about crypto a little bit. And I remember telling people, I said, hey, this is when Cardano was low. The price was very low. And I remember telling people, I said, hey, this project Cardano is looking real good. At the time, my brother was telling me about Cardano. And I said, listen, I looked into this. My brother told me I looked into this. I did research on this. It's looking good. I was telling people in the real world this, and they said, oh, no, Cardano, come on, man, that's trash. Look at the price. And what happened then? And Cardano went boom, boom, boom. Took disgusting profits off Cardano. And I think Cardano could do that again. I really do. They have bright futures. They've gotten better and better, these certain projects. What can you say? I think we're going to see a repeat of the last bull run, but bigger. But this time, more people are going to miss out. And this happened a lot in the last bull run. Also, people just kept buying at the top. They would get in once everything was sky high. That's dangerous, and a lot of people are going to push that too. Just be aware of that. People are going to push that when things are already sky high. They're going to come to you and say, look, this is up. It's going up. And then people are going to run there, buy while it's at the top. They're not going to look at the charts because that FOMO kicks in. Minds get confused. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, but like that money takes over their brain, their minds, and they just buy in, hoping that it's going to go even higher than it's already gone up significantly. And then what happens every time? They get sold on. And that's why it's very for when things are either going parabolic or you have something that is being pumped, right? Which is obviously that's regular crypto, not bank coins. They can't be pumped, but they can go parabolic. So if something's going parabolic at that time and also something's being pumped, just know that you better be looking at the charts and being careful so you don't get stuck holding a bag. I think that's going to be a lot of what happens this next bull run. People are not going to pay attention until there's money there, but by that time it's too late. Things will go boom, 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 boom. But I think the next bull run, things logically will take off a little bit faster because the companies will get in early this time. Just my humble opinion. That's it. But companies will get in early this time, knowing that they'll boost it up and people will see that price going up and say, oh, the price is going up. And they'll get in and those companies are going to take people's money. Rinse and repeat after that. They already got in at a low and they're serving as the base layer and they will be able to feast on profits. Well, them and myself, I will feast on the regular crypto. Yeah. I'm not going to play with the bank coins. I'm waiting for those banks to come in. And then when that goes boom, then we'll start talking. But regular crypto, I will feast on regular crypto. But sorry about that. Let's continue on here. Algorand is looking good is what is the point of that. Everything that I was saying there. Cardano looks good as well as of now, as far as what I see. I don't have any ADA, but I would definitely get in at the right time. Trust me on this. So I wanted to comment on this article here. This is an article about Solana. I don't hold any Solana, but I see a lot of negativity about Solana. And from what I've read, they've been doing very good things. And I think Solana will explode again in the future. I think they're going to do very well in the future. But let's read this little tidbit and see if they back up what I'm saying. It says positive developments for Solana. This is while statistical declines in activity and trading volumes are more or less ubiquitous across crypto as the industry confronts a prolonged bear market. Solana has had reasons to believe use could be poised for an eventual uptick. I agree with that. They're a very solid project. Why would they not? To prove that to you that they're a solid project, it says here, earlier this month, Visa expanded its USDC stablecoin settlement capabilities to Solana, a move the protocol COO and co-founder Raj Gokal said would make digital payments more accessible. Also this month, MakerDAO co-founder Rune Christensen called the Solana stack, quote, the most promising code base, unquote, when discussing building a new blockchain as the organization looks toward the completion of its long-term strategy. Quote, Maker considering the Solana code base for a new chain underscores the platform's momentum, unquote, said Julia Deschler, co-founder of Elusive, a protocol that has launched private token swaps on Solana. Listen, Solana looks solid in my opinion. I don't get what all the hate is about, but like I said, I'm not a holder of Solana. I'm not here to promote Solana or anything like that. I saw that. I just kept seeing these articles just downing Solana. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute. Somebody trying to bring the price down on this thing and get people to sell, maybe, I guess, and they could buy it low. Because it looks solid to me, And now, don't get me wrong. As a smart contract platform, right? That's what Solana is, correct? Like I said, I'm not the most educated on Solana, but I believe it's a smart contract platform. In no way is it anywhere near what Algorand is or Hedera is, period. But it's still a solid project, in my humble opinion. Figured I'd just comment on that. Why not? Okay, so now, and by the way, Solana, if we start getting catalysts that say that we're close to a bull market, I might feast on you as well. Yeah, I don't have any love for regular crypto, right? I like the utility coins like VeChain, Batcoin, Polygon, ADA's up there, one of my original, utility projects, mostly because they were working with ScanTrust at the time. And then, I have love for the bank coin. Everything else is in play when the bull market comes. You will be devoured. So anyway, everyone keep your eyes on the banks in 2024. Probably you might have to keep your eye on them towards this tail end of 2023. This is an article from globest.com and it's titled Multifamily Loans Loom Large and Regional Bank Risk. Holy smoke, how many guillotines and executioner swords are hanging over, the banking system? They're in big trouble. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, RXR CEO Scott Rechler delivered a sobering message during a keynote presentation at CRE Tech New York on Tuesday that is going to be a bumpy landing. Isn't that interesting that all the big money's telling you is going to be a bumpy landing? We're in a harsh recession. I've been saying we're in a depression. I'm starting to hear other people say we're in a depression as well. I call it a light version of a depression. But the Fed said, no, it's soft landing. No, there's no soft landing, folks. It says, and regional banks aren't out of the woods yet. This is from RXR CEO. It says Rechler, who in addition to being one of NYC's largest building owners, so this person would know, sits on the board of the New York Fed. Clap it up. Thank you. I know they're going to make you be quiet about that. I know they're going to tell you, hey, listen, you got to calm down on saying that. One honest person from the Fed. Thank you. I appreciate that. I respect that. Let's see if we say a little bit more. It says, called a recession, quote, likely, unquote, in a Q&A conversation with Share CEO LD Salmonson entitled Recalibrating for the New Normal. Quote, every day there are new developments that make it more turbulent every day. Go ahead and fall, banks. Go ahead, fall. Make me a lot of money. Fall. Oh, my word. Gold will go. Boom. Silver will go. Boom. Do it. Fall. My inner thoughts coming out. It says, unquote, Rechler said, quote, fasten your seatbelts, unquote. Look what he's telling people is coming. He's telling people they're going to fall. Fasten your seatbelts. Perhaps the largest warning sign that there may be some wind shear on the landing strip for the U.S. economy is that the multifamily sector now is second only to struggling offices as a threat to the stability of regional banks. So isn't that interesting that they were telling people, hey, entities, not people, hey, take your office space that you can't move, your commercial real estate, and turn it into multifamily apartments or whatever they're calling these things these days. Even those are having problems. There's no escape. There's no escape. Welcome to the new financial system coming in hot. It says, quote, over the last 2 years, we've had a record multifamily sales volume around the country. People were buying multifamily buildings at record low cap rates with a view that rents were going to climb. They did, didn't they? And now interest rates have climbed. That Fed, oh yeah, see, it says, and interest rates have climbed and rents haven't climbed, unquote, Ressler said. Quote, there's also 1 million units of multifamily that's coming online in the next 12 to 18 months. What? Are they insane? Wow. In markets like the Sun Belt, and the vast majority of those loans are with regional banks. Of course, they're going down. It's over for them. Who's going to buy that? Who has the capital? These people living off of credit out here. I already showed you the articles, right? They're struggling out here. They can't even buy houses. They can't afford the apartments anymore. Apartments have skyrocketed, right? This is what I'm reading, folks. I can't verify. This is what I'm reading. Article after article. That's what I'm going by. Okay? So the people do not have money for this. These banks are in trouble. So, and that's a great thing for the new financial system. And it's also a great thing for commodities too. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, this is another good day. Like 2 good days in a row. I feel good about this news. So until next time, let's get to the money.